Welcome to Fuller Expectations, the podcast for anyone who feels that the path that they're on just isn't what they want, need, or quite frankly, where they expected to be at this stage in their life. I'm Carrie Fuller, your host, and I am so excited that you took the time to listen today. If you're here because someone shared this with you, that means that they care about you and think that this episode might be meaningful to you. No matter why you're here, thanks so much for taking the time to spend with us today. And if you're new to the Fuller Expectations podcast family, thanks so much for joining us. Every week, we're going to have real conversations, share inspiring stories, and offer you the support that you need to create a life that feels aligned with your goals, your passion, and your purpose. A life that's just truly, authentically yours. If you're interested in better, you are in the right place. We all deserve to live a life that offers us true joy, no matter what age or stage we're in. And if you like what you've heard today and thought of someone who might benefit, please share this episode with them. And if you haven't already, hit follow so that our podcast can appear in your podcast library. Every week we launch a new episode and we don't want you to miss it. And now let's get right into today's episode. I am so excited to spend some time with you today to talk about your personal stress meter. So this is going to be an exciting episode because I know that literally every person on the planet, no matter where you are, no matter how old you are, no matter what you do for work, whether you're single, married, have children, grandchildren, everybody can relate to this topic today. So if your personal stress meter is constantly spiking because you're trying to manage your spouse's habits or your friend's choices or your boss's opinion or people's judgment, then you are exhausting yourself on things that are just uncontrollable. I've been there. We have all been there. But today I'm going to share with you what really helped me in regards to this. And it's a simple mindset shift that I learned after reading an amazing book. And that book is The Let Them Theory by Mel Robbins. So if you're like me, you might not have very much time to read, but definitely more time to listen. So the perfect solution to that is taking advantage of the beauty of listening to an audiobook. I actually had a goal this year of reading 12 new books, and I didn't have a lot of time, didn't even know how I was going to do it, but I blew myself away because I chose to listen when I didn't have the time to read. So you have nothing to lose right now because if you so choose, Audible is offering a 30-day access to their entire selection of books at zero cost to you. So how do you take part? You simply log into audibletrial.com/Carrie. audibletrial.com/Carrie. That's audibletrial.com/Carrie, Carrie. That will get you your 30-day access to their entire selection of books at no cost to you. So maybe after listening to today's episode, you'll decide to jump on and download this book and listen to it to get even more out of it than you're going to hear right now. So today I want to break down my key takeaways from this book, which offers two deceptively simple terms as the key to reclaiming your peace and your personal power. And those two words are let them. This book is a no-nonsense guide for people pleasers, which is me, overthinkers, which is me, and micromanagers, which is definitely not me. So if you're a people pleaser, an overthinker, or a micromanager, and you're ready to trade in the crushing burden of external control for the radical freedom of self-focus, this is your book to check out. And if you have already read this amazing book, it's going to be a great refresher to reinforce that messaging. And if you listen to Mel Robbins, you know that the Let Them Theory is a powerful, science-backed self-help book that centers on the two-part philosophy of let them, which is allowing others to be who they are, think what they want, and do what they want, and then let me, which is when you focus on your own actions and responses and personal growth. Mel shares that the majority of life stress stems from the futile effort to control other people's behavior, which creates resistance and resentment, and we all know that. So if you are completely stressed out, stop and ask yourself one question right now. Is this stress caused by something that somebody else is either saying or doing, or not saying or not doing? Is it caused by someone else? If the answer is yes, you have to read this book. So there's a really cool tough love style, very direct style to this book that's combined with a relatable personal anecdote and psychological research. There's a lot of research that backs this. There are strategies that apply this theory across 8 areas of life, which includes relationships, work, personal goals, ultimately teaching us to set guilt-free boundaries and define what our own path to happiness and success is. So, without further ado, here are my key takeaways. There's 10 lessons here from this amazing book that changed my life, and it can change yours too. So takeaway number 1, the illusion of control is the root of stress. Most of your chronic stress and anxiety is probably created by the energy that you waste attempting to manage or influence the outcomes that are not within your control to begin with. Like I said before, you have to ask yourself, is your frustration and your stress caused by somebody else and their actions or lack of actions? And if it is, think about that, because the first step is recognizing that. And once you recognize that, you can apply these simple principles to solve that problem. And what the outcome will be is that they just won't stress you out anymore. Takeaway number 2 is that phrase, let them, that mindset. It's a boundary. It's basically declaring personal freedom. It's a conscious decision to stop taking responsibility for other people's choices or opinions or the way that they react to things. Don't make excuses for other people. Don't try to solve other people's problems. Don't let other people's behaviors or decisions frustrate you, because the only person that you can control in regards to behavior or decisions is your own. Takeaway number 3 is realizing that the real power is in the next step in the process, and that's let me. So the concept of let me actually is the shift in focus to you and the things that you can control. It's your response, it's your action, it's your boundaries. It's basically when you recognize that the only thing that you can control is your own response and your own actions and your own boundaries. So that helps you deal with the person and what they're doing that's driving you crazy to begin with. The 4th key takeaway is that people only change when they choose to change. So external pressure and nagging or manipulating them or micromanaging them is going to just create resistance in them. So change only occurs when people exercise in their own time frame and at their own choosing. No matter what you do, you are not going to have the ability to change the decisions that other people make, the things that other people say, and the actions that other people do. My 5th takeaway is stop fearing other people's opinions. Other people's thoughts about you are not your business, nor do they define your worth. Allowing them to have their own opinions actually frees you to live authentically, to be who you want to be. So stop fearing other people's opinions of you. Takeaway number 6 is about setting boundaries without feeling guilty. This is a whole concept of establishing a boundary and recognizing that that is a gift to yourself. It reduces resentment and creates space for healthy, sustainable relationships. The only person that can set a boundary for you is you. And boundaries are actually a really great way to teach people how you want to be treated. If you have no boundaries, people are going to treat you like crap. If you set boundaries, they're going to see that, and it's going to change the way that they treat you. My 7th takeaway is that emotional entanglement is a choice. We need to recognize when we're absorbing another person's stress, another person's anger, or another person's drama. You don't have to do that. That's on you. So if you use the theory, let them, it teaches you how to feel the way you feel without taking on the turmoil. It might not change the way you feel, but it will reduce the stress that you feel over the situation. The 6th takeaway is understanding other people's frame of reference. So behavior that seems irrational to you makes perfect sense to the other person. It's based on their fears, it's based on past experiences, and it's based on their perspective. So to them, their frame of reference might seem totally fine, but you are not them, so you see it from your own perspective, which is why you probably feel that you don't understand their behavior over the situation. If you understand this, it helps you to accept what the other person's behavior is. Number 9 is learning how to support people and not trying to rescue them. So true support involves compassion and presence, not enabling other people. Letting other people face the consequences of their choices allows them the opportunity to grow and to change. Right? A perfect example of this is you trying to jump in when somebody makes a mistake and trying to fix the problem for them. But if you stop and think about it, the way that they learn from that mistake is actually by suffering the consequences of what they did to get in the situation that they're in to begin with. So support people, don't rescue them. There's a difference. My 10th takeaway is learning how to focus your energy on your own life. By releasing the burden of external control, we are instantly reclaiming a massive amount of mental and emotional energy that can be redirected towards pursuing our own goals and our own joy. So when we focus on our own life, the stress of other people's decisions and other people's actions don't impact us as much. So we have so much more freedom and flexibility that we can redirect towards pursuing our own goals. So these are just some of the takeaways from the book. There is so much that goes into this, and I highly suggest that you either purchase the book or go on Audible for that free trial. Again, Audible is offering 30-day access for free to their entire selection of books at zero cost. And how you get there, again, is by logging on to audibletrial.com/Carrie, audibletrial.com/Carrie, Carrie. I know this was a fast summary and just my takeaways, but honestly, the book is absolutely amazing. And I really think that no matter who you are, whether you're male, female, younger, older, children, no children, spouse, no spouse, you will definitely get a lot out of this, because the fact is we all have relationships with other people, and the other fact is that other people can sometimes drive us crazy. So at the end of the day, this just helps us understand and recognize and deal in the best way possible that allows us to reduce stress and frustration in our lives so that we can have better relationships and a better sense of well-being for ourselves. Thanks for listening today. If this episode sparked something in you, please share it with a friend, leave a comment or a review, and reach out and let me know what resonated. Remember, no matter what age or stage of life you're in, you can pivot. And always remember, the second half of life is not a winding down. It's a waking up. Please follow or subscribe. We'd love to have you as part of our podcast family. Let's keep showing up and being the best version of ourselves. Until next time, take care.